Got a quarter?
Due to the graphic nature of the following program, viewer discretion is advised.
Officer was here, and we've had a chance to work this out with Mr. Turman. The marijuana charge, I would amend to misdemeanor disorderly conduct under 60503. If a plea of guilty is forthcoming, that's how I would recommend the matter be resolved. And you're driving under FRA suspension. He's got a valid license now, and so I would amend that to 43501. The codified ordinances, again, if a guilty plea is forthcoming, that's how I would recommend the matter be resolved. Insurance has been shown.
Okay, very well. Are you represented by?
I do not believe so, Your Honor. I just wanted to clarify that he's not.
Mr. Turman, did you hear the prosecutor?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that the prosecutor has amended the charge in case 2018 TRD 006821 to an unclassified misdemeanor. No jail time, no points in your driver license, maximum penalty $1,000 in fine, 500 hours of community work service that the court is not inclined to impose. And in case 2018 CRB ending in 8532, the prosecutor has amended the charge to a disorderly conduct, a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty 150, no jail time. Do you understand the consequences of the amendment?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that a guilty plea is an admission of guilt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. He will nullify the balance in case 2018-6821. Is that accurate,
Yes, Your
Prosecutor
Honor.
Hewitt?
Absolutely.
So how do you plead to the unclassified misdemeanor?
Guilty.
You have to speak up so it can be recorded.
Guilty.
Okay. I accept your guilty plea. I find you guilty, $50. And how do you plead to the disorderly conduct, a minor misdemeanor?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. I find you guilty, $25. Do you need time to pay, or you can
Yes,
pay
ma'am.
today?
I just paid my rent, so yes. That would be
Okay. So I'm going to give you until April 30th, 19. Okay? You need to wait outside for the total amount. Okay? Have a good day, sir. Do you have insurance
He
today?
does, Your Honor. It was
Okay.
marked earlier, and an officer was here. I'm amending this to 437.01, unsafe motor vehicle. For plea of guilty is forthcoming. That's how I would recommend the matter be resolved. I will now leave the B count. Insurance has been shown.
Okay, thank you. Do you understand that the prosecutor has amended the charge to a minor misdemeanor, no points in your driver license, maximum penalty 150? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
Do you understand that a guilty plea is an admission of guilt?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you plead to the amended charge? Unsafe vehicle.
Unsafe vehicle?
Mm-hmm.
I would say not guilty.
Okay, sir, you need to talk to the prosecutor. It is his understanding you have already exchanged positions as to that.
It's a legal fiction in order to get 0 points.
Oh.
So we need to
There's only 2 charges, right? Guilty
There is
and...
only 2 counts. That is correct. You still have the right to go to trial. The prosecutor had his witness here. But however, if you want to go to trial, I'd be willing to continue it for you. How do you wish to do today?
Okay. A guilty.
Okay. I accept your guilty plea, and you understand that a guilty plea is an admission of guilt.
Yeah.
Okay. I accept your guilty plea. I find you guilty 50 on court costs. Do you need time to pay, sir?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, very well. You may wait outside for the total amount. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Okay, you have filed a motion for driving privileges.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so your motion is granted
I only need it till next month, from
until
August
next
to
month.
next month, yeah.
Yes,
Because I get my license next month.
I see that you are suspended. See, according with the sentencing, the suspension was
It
supposed
was
to be over.
on the 8th, right, but according to the state of Ohio, I had it till next month.
Okay.
So they
Let's
told me to
think-
get a driver privilege from the 8th to the 3rd,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Defendant's motion for limited driving privileges is granted. I usually give 1 day for personal matters. Do you prefer a Saturday or a Sunday?
Oh, no different.
Okay. I usually give 4 hours. So 12 to 4 or 9 to 12, how you?
12 to 4.
Okay, 12 to 4. And then it's granted until, do you, may we see your insurance?
Oh, yeah.
We need a copy of it until, you said it's until March 8th?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it until the 15th in the
Okay,
event you
that way,
cannot
yeah.
go.
Yeah, they want it from the 18 to 3/19. Yeah.
March 15, 19. Okay. Insurance. Mr. Torres, it's going to take a while. We finish with the docket and
No
then we will give you a copy of the driving privileges.
Thank you, Your
Okay,
Honor.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good day. You can wait outside and we will
Yeah,
come outside and call you. Thanks. Have a great day.
Your Honor, he's not quite,
There yet?
Yeah, just got my reinstatement fee.
I'm sorry?
I got my
Speak up.
reinstatement
Speak
fee.
up in the mic.
Oh, my reinstatement fee just
Okay.
been paid for.
So you start, oh, you paid in full?
No, I just started paying on it. And
On
I
the
had,
payment plan?
so I got my SR22 and I got that.
Okay, very well. So now, have you gone to Garfield Heights?
Yeah, bro, I went to the one on Broadway.
Okay.
I think we're confused, Your Honor. Broadway is the BMV,
Okay. Man, I need to go there.
Garfield Heights Municipal Court.
I will
Okay.
give you this, okay? So you know what else you need to address. You can go to the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicle, and they will inform you what you need to do in order to obtain your driver license, okay? I will give you until March 28th to see where you are at.
I just need to pay a lot of stuff for my dad in the hospital.
Okay,
So,
let's
I'm
go
just trying
to
to pay.
April 18th,
Okay.
okay? I'm giving you an extended continuance at 9 o'clock pre-trial at the defendant's request. And you've been charged with a misdemeanor of the first degree, 6 months in jail, $1,000 in fine. you are entitled to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, you can go to the public defender's office and talk to them. Maybe they can assist you better with the things you need to do in order to obtain your driver license. So go to them, see if you can expedite this, because after April, I'll be limited as to how much longer I can continue the case.
I understand. I just thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Have a
Do
good
you know what
day.
time they close? 'Cause I get off at 3.
I think it's at 4:30. If you look at the continuance slip in the back, 9 o'clock. In the back, it will give you the information of the public defender's office.
So it's on this one, too.
Okay, fantastic. So you have it. Okay, thank you, sir. Have a good day. Good morning, Mr. Bridges. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm here.
Understand.
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Bridges has been arraigned on this case, but this may be his first appearance with counsel. I know he picked up this case and that caused him to violate, so he was sent away for a little while to Lorraine and then to Conneaut. So we would request a continuance for discovery, and we would like to be heard to bond as well.
Okay. So discovery is needed, I'm assuming as well? Okay. Prosecutor Fisher, for purposes of bond,
Your Honor, the city just note that the defendant also has a county case with the same victim for felonious assault, domestic violence, and 2 counts of child endangering. This is a long-term issue, and so the city would object to a personal bond.
okay. Bond was set at 5,000,
Yes.
10%. And with the history that I just heard, I'll be willing to listen. Whatever you have to present, it needs to be very strong.
Mr. Bridges is currently working on his felony case upstairs with Attorney Friedman. He is supposed to be going to CBCF. Personnel from CBCF have come to the jail already and interviewed him. He is eligible for that program. We would request the personal bond so that he's not held here on this case and is able to go to CBCF for his felony case.
Okay.
He
This
still
what,
has a bond on the felony case as well. So he would not leave if he had a personal bond on this case. He can't bond out on his felony.
I'm gonna put a personal bond subject to
Thank you.
the participation in the program, okay? Subject, I do not know how we're gonna do this in the JE, Mrs. Rivera. So, subject to county program with, who do you say, Mr. Attorney Bush?
Friedman is his attorney for the felony.
And then the name of the program is?
It's a CBCF program. I believe he's going to be doing some parenting classes, some anger management classes, and some life skills classes.
And this is an in-house type of program, or you're going to be able to leave the building and then come back? Is it outpatient, inpatient?
It's something like that, what you're saying, but you have to be there for a certain period of time. The reason why they recommend for that program for me is because the child endangerment, they tack that along to my indictment. And they have the things, because social services is trying to take my kids now. So they want me to, my attorney want me to do that program, so I won't have to, so I can be able to have my kids, you know what I mean? And tomorrow, I also have to go to juvenile court for my kids as well.
Okay. So how long you have to be in the program in-house? Do you know?
No, this is my first time ever even hearing about this program.
Okay.
Typically, it's approximately 90 days, but it can vary program to program. I don't know the specifics on his case.
Okay, so of course I'm not going to continue the case for 90 days. Therefore, by then I'll know the status of your case, or at least of you with the program. I'm going to say personal bond, subject to participate with county program, CBCF, and $20,000 if you default. So I'm going to tell you CSR with me, county supervised release. I'm assuming that if you're still going to have the county bond, if you pay the county bond, I want you to know this, okay? There is a no contact with the victim. And this is how I do things, okay? When I say no contact, means you cannot contact her through directly, indirectly, through social media. That means a family, a friend, a relative, text, by any way or fashion. Do you understand that? Yes. And do you understand that if you contact her in any way or fashion, she will inform the prosecutor, and then you will have a $20,000 bond in this court.
Yes.
And I will not reduce it, and you will stay in jail until you finish this case. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions as to the no contact?
Not at all.
And do you understand that next time you come, if you violate it, I'm not gonna listen to an excuse. As soon as you say, Judge, I knew but after the but, I'm not listening to it, you're going to jail. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So, how long for the discovery? 2 weeks?
Your Honor, if you got 3 weeks on this case, well, actually, I take that back. 2 weeks would be enough. 2 weeks is sufficient, Your Honor.
Okay, let's come back February 27th. And for purposes of bringing you back, I'm gonna say DOR because you're in county jail today, but if you're going to be in the program, you better contact your attorney to explain to her the procedure for them to bring you here.
Okay.
Because if you're not here, you will be capious with a $20,000 bond. So as soon as you get there, find out the procedure, call your attorney, because that is another excuse that I don't want to hear because I'm explaining it to you. Okay? Any questions? Any questions?
No, no questions.
Okay, Mr. Bridges, I see you then.
We have a resolution for the record, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that she will plead to the A count, which is driving under the influence. I will nolly the B and C count. She has to plead guilty. Ma'am, do you have insurance? We need to show that.
Let me see it. She's pulling it up, Your Honor. I will confirm it.
So this is her third?
Third,
within
Your
10?
Honor. Third, Your Honor, in 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I would, I've indicated that we could go to the low tier.
Your Honor, I have advised her of the possible penalties. She is still looking for her farmer's insurance card.
That's no problem.
Could she provide it to probation or?
Oh, I'm not going to sentence her today.
Okay, very
I'm going to
good.
send her to a PSI, and then next time you come to court, you bring it. Okay? And he's your attorney's an officer of the court. If you show it to your attorney and he states in the record that you have insurance, the JE will be marked as insurance shown. Okay? Okay. So for purposes of the plea, Mrs. Holmes, I want to inform you that your third OVI within 10 years, it has a minimum mandatory jail time of 30 days. It could be 15 days in jail, 55 days with the house arrest and electronic monitoring. Minimum fine mandatory, $850 up to $2,750. Mandatory alcohol drug addiction program and mandatory 2 years minimum driver license suspension up to 12 years in driver license suspension. The incarceration is a minimum of 30 days, but it's a maximum to a year. You understand? Okay. And in addition, you are not entitled to driving privileges for 6 months. Okay, and license plates are required, it's mandatory. And the question is, was the vehicle or is the vehicle titled to your name? Yes. Yes? Okay. So at the sentencing hearing, we're going to have a forfeiture hearing. At that time, if you have a loan against the vehicle, bring it. Bring the value of the vehicle. So when we have the forfeiture hearing, you can enlighten the court as to the value of the vehicle and he owns and which company, if you owe in the vehicle, I need to know that as well. Okay. Do you have any questions as to the penalties of the third OVI within 10 years? Okay. And because you have the potentiality to go to jail for a year, you have the following constitutional rights. You have the right to go to trial. Okay. If you have a question, you can ask a question to your attorney.
You what? Not necessarily. We'll talk about that. She's asking about the forfeiture issue. I'll discuss that with her.
Okay. Mrs. Holmes, you have the right, because you have the potentiality to go to jail for a year. You have the right to go to trial by a judge or by a jury. And you are presumed innocent. The prosecutor needs to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are guilty. You have the right to cross-examine all witnesses introduced at trial by the prosecutor through your attorney. You have the right to subpoena witnesses to testify on your behalf. And you have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney will be provided to you at no cost. And you have a private attorney today. And you have the right to remain silent throughout the procedures, and no one can comment on it. You have the right to say nothing because you need to prove nothing. You understand that? Do you have any questions as to your constitutional rights?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And do you understand that a guilty plea is an admission of guilt?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So how do you plead to your third OVI within 10 years?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I accept your guilty plea. Before I accept your guilty plea, are you under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or medication that would prevent you from understanding the procedures?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So how do you plead to your third OVI?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I accept your guilty plea. I find you guilty. I'm going to pass it for sentencing. You need to go to the probation department today.
Okay.
Okay? And we need to give them 3 weeks before we can obtain a report. So March 12th, how many cases we have that day? Okay, March 12th at 9 o'clock. Is that a good day, Attorney Paris?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, at 9 o'clock for sentencing. Okay, thank you. Have
Thank
a
you,
good
Judge.
day. See you then.
Number 3,
I'm sorry, before we finish, Attorney Paris, because of the potential consequences and penalties as to the jail time, please inform your client, and she needs to be prepared for the consequences.
I will do that, Your Honor.
Although if you request for the sentencing to be postponed for a reasonable reason, I'll be willing to grant that.
As far as
Okay.
the imposition, we will show up on
Correct.
on the 13th.
Yes.
Thank you,
Take
Judge.
care. On the 12th.
On the 12th, 9 a.m., sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please state your name for the record.
Your Honor, Thomas M. Shaughnessy on behalf of Mr. Ross. I was just retained in this matter, Your Honor. So I'm asking for a continuance for discovery purposes.
Okay, very well. Let me read this. Let me see. Oh, very well. You are under CSR, continue doing the right thing, okay? So far you're reporting well. And good morning, Mr. Ross.
Good morning to you too.
And in addition, thank you for coming to court so well dressed.
Thank you.
The court appreciates the respect you're showing to the court when you come dressed like that, okay? So thank you. How long of a continuance would you need? Prosecutor?
3 weeks would be
Fisher?
sufficient, Your Honor.
3 weeks?
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's see, February 27th, is that a good day, Attorney Shaughnessy?
That'd be great, Your Honor.
Okay. 9 o'clock at the defendant's request. Thank you. Have a great day, Mr.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ross.
You too.
Okay.
For a videotape copy of this episode, call 664-3571 with the following information on your TV screen.